Hey, yo, what's up? You know what it is? It's the one and the only, the triple, the G.O.D. And I'd like to welcome you guys back to a special installment of Triple the Guy Speaks On, because, yo, I have a public service announcement. Thank you. No heart, no soul, no will to win. I'm talking about Roddy Piper, the greatest NWO pay service announcement in history. It's my favorite one. But anyway, that's not why we're here. We're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about something else. No heart, no soul, no will to win. I'm talking about Cody Tackle. Well, okay, maybe I shouldn't have said that, but look. The reason why we're here is that I'm just here to let you know that some costumes for Dead or Alive 5 last round are disappearing tomorrow. And because of what's disappearing and why and how it affects other things, I figured that really quickly we could go through this and just go through it and just let you know what the business is. And yo, for that one person who requested this from me a year ago when I did that first look at the Capcom Pro Tour costumes, I'm still going to come in here and do the ultimate math, because I've been taking notes and doing all this, and I really think that, you know, that I'm getting somewhere with the math and trying to figure out the wins, whys, and hows, but we're going to get to that. But let's get to the topic at hand. You want to know what's going away? The Fairy Tail and the Attack on Titan mashup sets are going to do, well, the Fairy Tail joint is disappearing tomorrow, the next time the PSN updates. And the Attack on Titan joint is leaving on July 18th, along with the stage that came with it. And we'll go through the math on that later. But because this is the case, the season pass 4 / new costume pass 4, if you plan on X-Bone, is also going away, because those two sets comprise a big hunk of what that season pass is. But you might wonder, like, well, why is it important? This reason. Ayane has an exclusive costume if you buy a season pass, and that is the case with every season pass they've come out with since they've done it for Dead or Alive 5 last round, and it's the Magama Geha costume. There is no other way to pick up this costume at this moment, legally or illegally, shout out to Lupe, of you can't get this costume right now. So because the Fairy Tail and the Attack on Titan mashup sets are going away, is that the whole season pass falls apart. So the thing that I do not appreciate, even that it's the day before this happens, is that Koei Tecmo hasn't come out and said, well, if you want this costume, we'll make it available for you. We'll redo the season pass, and we'll do this, and it'll cost this, or it'll be that. They said nothing. But again, this is the same company who has in the past and in current present time have had really shady, weird dealings when it comes to DLC and how things are handled. I'm like, you can go look at Fist of the North Star as an example on PSN of how nuts that is. Even One Piece to a degree. Hell, we could get into the Dead or Alive Dimensions debate if you want to get into that, but it is what it is with that. So, here's where it is, because here's what you want. Here's the math on it. Every single season pass costs $92.99. Every one, they cost the same amount. Like, even depending on the information, it's like, and it's varying degrees and levels of how much you save by buying it. But for my math, given how much I cover this stuff on my blog or whatever, it's usually that if you're looking at more than 1 or 2 costume sets, and you want all the costume sets for that costume, you might as well just buy the season pass and just go ahead and do it, because you're going to save money in the long run, unless you sit up here, you stand for one character, and that one character doesn't have an exclusive costume as part of a season pass. I just buy this costume for this character because this is my character and this is what it is, and they give you that option, which is good. But what if it isn't? So, what I want to do real quickly is I want to go through the math, because I did all the homework for you, did all the math, have your shit on the chest, the whole 9. I got it written up on my blog because I knew we was going to do this, so I'm just going to read this off to you. Now, according to the information, is that there are 1, 2, 3. Let me see, 1, 2, 3. There are 4 costume packs plus the Attack on Titan stage, and we have the newcomer set that comes with 16 costumes for $18.99. You have the Gush Mashup costume set that also comes with 16 costumes for $31.99. We got the Fairy Tail mashup set, that's a 16 costumes for $31.99. We have the Attack on Titan mashup set, and that comes with 30 costumes for $39.49. And you have the Attack on Titan stage, which costs $5. When you put that all together, that comes out to $127.45. 127.45 minus 92.99 equals 34.46. So you're saving about 30. You saving $35, even though I rounded that wrong because it's less than 50. Math people don't get on me. We just gonna say $35 for the sake of it. Just get your boy. So here's the other important thing that you should be aware of. Now, if everything I have said to you at this point, and then you play Dead or Alive either on the bone or on the quad, is that if you do nothing else tonight, go download the costume catalogs. Because see, that will at least allow you that if somebody decided to buy these costumes, at least you'll see them in versus mode. At least you'll see them when you're online, I mean to say. So, if nothing else, to have that data stored somewhere that at least if you run into somebody, even at this point in the game's life online, at least you'll see it. It's like if you decide that you want to buy this stuff individually, you know what I'm saying, that you can do that. And I'm like, this also affects the Steam version too, but the Steam version works way differently. Not only has it worked way differently way before they introduced core fighters into the mix, but just simply that usually in most cases, that anytime, because they don't release individual costumes. I think within core fighters, like inside the game, you can buy individual costumes. I think that's how that works. Because it works that way in the console versions, where you can buy that there are transactions within the game and with outside the game, depending on what ecosystem you deal with. But I'm not 101% sure if it works that way on Steam. But given how you can purchase individual characters as separate characters, I would make the assumption you can buy individual costumes for you. But if you don't, then you're kind of screwed. And given what the original wave I was surfing on that is that usually the costume set usually costs anywhere between 50 cents more and $1 less, depending on the costume set in question, and it jumps very weird. There are very rare occasions where the PS4 costume set will be 25 to 50 cents cheaper than the Xbox version and the reverse thereof, and it gets really weird with that when you get into numbers and crunching them and things like that, but trust me, I got you. So, at the end of the day, where do you sit? It's like you finna lose 2 costumes set in the stage. The stage finna get lost later, but the fairy tale costumes are gone tomorrow. Once they gone, the season pass disappears, and they probably won't even make a move or even do anything until after the Attack on Titan stuff come on. Now, I don't know if that actually means that they too cheap to want to renew the license for another year or do anything like that. But see, here's the thing. Delistings is a weird business because the digital storefront is a weird business entirely. I'm like, the last time it was something like this that I wrote about or even cared about was when all of a sudden one day all the turtle stuff just disappeared off all storefronts. Now, I'm not going to blow up my spot or say anything, but I know a place where at least when you deal with PSN that you can still find Mutants in Manhattan and all of the DLC content if that shit matters to you. If it matters to you in any fucking way whatsoever, you can still get that shit somewhere. I'm like, I know cats who still selling costume packs and stuff like that. They got the codes for them if you really need to dig that deep for it. But it's weird. I'm like, if you didn't know, the No More Heroes DLC is long gone. Don't know what, it just up and disappeared one day. For all versions of No More Heroes Hero Paradise. I don't think it was that for Red Zone, because I don't think Red Zone even had DLC. So, that's weird in and of itself. So, you have a choice to make. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I have been sitting up here lamenting this choice back and forth because, again, this is the same video game that has Red Bull costumes you can't get a hold of unless you went to a tournament. I'm like, they had versions up that you could get your hands on if you were on PSN. Like if you had a PlayStation Plus, you could get a recolor of this Red Bull costume for Marie Rose, but you can't even find that like if you have PS Plus and you looking on the store or whatever, they got like this whole little secret section of like free shit they give away. That's not even known there. Just to put that into perspective, that's not even known there. So the Xbox version of that same costume was free for everybody. So, you know what I'm saying? Just know, just for the record, I got that in the cut somewhere. Thank you, Jay. But that's what we are. I'm like I said, the digital storefront's a tricky business. We've been dealing with delistings for years. I'm like, we sitting up here with Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite coming out, still wondering whether or not all the other Versus games that were on 360 and were on PS3 and even Vita are going to come back, if and at all. I understand that you got PS4, Xbone, and PC versions with the sparkly sparkles. But the thing is, something that I've been thinking about is that we got a new kind of collector. A new kind of collector. The collector of digital content. And it's like, and that's a slippery slope, and trust me, I know. Because technically, you think you collecting digital content, you collecting shit that don't belong to your ass. You every time you buy something digitally from a digital store because of the EULA that you sign or whatever it is in your fucking country that you sit up here and you scroll through and hit X or A or hit enter or say da-da-da-da-da, is I'm borrowing this from you. That I am sitting up here and I am saying that, yo, I want to hold this for a minute. Let me hold this for a minute. And at any time, the platform holder themselves, the company that created the content, anybody can say, well, you can't add it anymore. Which is why still to this day I am a proponent, even with how games work on current gen consoles, of owning a physical copy. Because if you want to take that physical copy from me, you're going to have to come in my house and kill me for it. You're not going to do that. You just want to idolize. You know what I'm saying? This mic in my arm, if it leaves, it turns into a time bomb. Shout out to LL. Anywho, the point I'm making is that if you weren't aware of this information, you're not aware of. This stuff costs $92.99. This stuff is going away and probably never coming back. Because that's just how Koei Tecmo is with DLC. This stuff ain't never coming back. So once it's gone, it's gone. Now, if we sitting up here and we having some real talk, when it's time for these consoles to get broken open, somebody had this stuff in the cut. That's how it always works. If ain't nobody done it already. A little bit easier to do with the Steam versions, which don't surprise me in any way, shape, or form if somebody hasn't already done that work. But that's a long time coming. And then you sit up here and you straddle the lines of illegally or legally. You know what I'm saying? You straddling that line about backing things up and things like that. And I'm a proponent for that. It's like, at some point, platform holders and those who create content for digital platforms, y'all gonna have to get your shit together. Cause it's nuts that somebody can invest so much into an ecosystem and then be told all of a sudden no for whatever reason. I don't give a damn what you do. I'm like, some people deserve to like get their shit banned, but you don't deserve to lose everything that you invested into an ecosystem. Like if I did this and I did that, we don't want you to do this, but your stuff is yours to move whatever you want. We just separating you from everybody else. And I feel that that's the way that it should always be handled. From somebody who got banned on both PSN and on PSN and Xbox Live for shit he didn't even do. Like, y'all heard the story. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't no reason to retell. Like, but both times was shit that was out of my hands that I didn't even know until it was too late to do anything because I was on my own way. But it's like, to sit up here and lose everything that you've invested into an ecosystem, that's fucked up. It's just fucked up is what it is. So, I know we went on a little tangent, but the point is still the point. You have until, I would say, depending on what system you buy this for, is you probably have until later tonight when it comes to Xbone, because Microsoft updates shit weird as fuck. I don't know how they do. Sometimes they update their shit at 6 o'clock in the next morning, or sometimes 6 o'clock that night. That happened when Marvel vs. Capcom Origins was getting delisted. It was like they sat up and said it won't be updated tomorrow. They did that in the middle of the evening, like at 7 o'clock. PSN, it's like they don't do shit early. It's like everything get moved over when it's time for them to put up their new weekly stuff and new sales. So it's gonna go away pretty at the same time. So I'm saying that if you're thinking about this, make a move tonight. Do whatever you gotta do. Buy your points. Do whatever it is you gotta do. Get that shit settled. Get that shit ready to rock and roll. Because once it's gone, it's gone. Because this, like I said, this Toei Tecmo and Teenager we talking about. This shit is gone. They not gonna renew the license. They ain't gonna do nothing. So I don't know. I just had a random thought because I don't really keep up with the arcade version because of reasons. Is that I wonder are these costumes in the arcade version, given that it was built on the same architecture as the PS3 and 360 versions, and maybe. I don't know if they was sitting up and add all that stuff because I don't know how costumes are even monetized in that game because I think they are. I think costumes are monetized in that game because you have because that game runs on what? That game don't run on Nesca, right? I think that's on Lindbergh hardware. It's either on Ring Edge or Lindbergh hardware. Something Sega with a damn card. Let's just put it that way. Some Sega with a damn card. So it wouldn't surprise me if they sitting up here and monetizing that somehow somewhere separately. So it is what it is with that. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna turn this into a video, man. I hope you guys, take heed of what's going on, I plan to, do more videos like this. When I see something that's getting delisted that I think the streets need to know about, I'll give it to you. I'm like, if you want the full breakdown of this shit, I will link the installment of the Cool in the description bar. You can read the whole Cool if you want to, but just what you're looking for is in the middle when it pertains to this video. It got all the stuff, all the links you need to get to whatever it is you got to get to, everything you need to just make an informed decision as a consumer on whether or not you want to drop big bucks like this. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get up out of here. You know what it is. This is the one and the only, the triple, the G.O.D. And I'd like to thank you for joining me for another installment of Triple the Guy Speaks Out. And with that, I'll holler at you guys next time, man. Peace out.